In addition to the efforts by the South to recover runaway slaves through legislation like the Fugitive Slave Act, enslavers would also put ads in newspapers offering a reward for the capture and return of runaways. We'll look through a few examples in detail. Overall, there are similarities in each. They offer money and give as detailed description of the slave as possible. What I want you to notice in particular is how the enslavers talk about slaves. Slaves were considered property, not human beings, and they are described as such. Here's the first one. Right away you notice the owner offers $20, quite a sum, in exchange for the capture of a man named Abner. William S. Brown, the slave owner, offers several details about Abner: his height, his age, what he was wearing when last seen, and that he had no detectable scars on him. Often ads like this would detail scars on faces, backs, and arms, a brutal reminder of the violence that accompanied being a slave. Notice too that the owner assumes the captured slave would be housed in a jail until William can collect him, or delivered straight to the home. Next one. Mary, whose age is a little more vague, 26 to 36, is described as an ordinary size, but having lost all of her teeth. The owner describes her lips. What is interesting about her lips is that white stereotypes of African Americans often depicted them as having huge lips, a stereotype that lasted well into the 20th century. Here the owner also mentions her relationship with another slave. Note here that the word relationship or husband isn't used, but rather the words very intimate with. Men and women in bondage did not have legal rights to marry, and often, if they showed romantic interest, risked being separated. This ad also notes a possible way Mary could have escaped into the bayou. This last one shows an element that is absent in the previous two. Hannah here is described as absented herself from my dwelling last February without cause. What stands out here is the tone. The owner almost sounds like he is shocked that Hannah left, implying that she had no reason to leave. The owner must have considered himself a kind slave owner, as many others did at the time, although there is no such thing. Hannah is further described as low and fat, and the ad suggests where she might be hiding. So overall, these ads are very blunt with how they talk about human beings and their appearance. It is clear from these examples that owners considered slaves as property to be returned.